the Ascended Masters have an identity and an agenda. And the agenda at this time, of course, is being decided at the Enclave in the Grand Tetons, which is a bi-yearly enclave. They have it every solstice, and it lasts for a month, 15 to 14, so July 14th will be the end of it. The 4th of July is the celebration. It is the ringing of the bell of freedom. The God of freedom celebrates his birthday on July 4th in the Uncle Sam tradition. Uncle Sam was born on July 4th, 1776, and in that sense, because Uncle Sam was an allusion to the prophet Samuel, and that particular being was Saint Germain. So we see that the carryover through history is working its way into humanity, into the physical plane through humanity, as we accept it, as we realize what the Masters are doing, and we fall into alignment with it, or we decide to become part of that work. Because ultimately we have to take on part of the work to do that. It's inevitable that an individual pledging to do the work of the Ascended Masters will also pick the work that is most suited to their divine plan, that supports one of the plans of the Masters, who is currently their head mentor. And for me, that's always been Saint Germain and now Kuthumi. So we work very closely with their plans and with trying to assist them where we can, and doing the assisting through human and humanity in embodiment. So the service is all part of that. The service is not only helping others, it's more service to the higher self. And that involves helping others, but it's more service to the higher self, which is a relearning of what service is actually about, because we've been serving the lower self. At some point we reach a place in Zen they call where you turn around. And the person who's been descending turns around and looks up the path back the way it came and says, it's time to go back home. Follow the breadcrumbs quick before they're eaten by a hawk. So we go back over the ground we've tarried on, and transmute some of the memories. Some of them are a collective of memories that belong to a specific genre of, shall I say, collected misuse of energy or collected concentration of energy through many embodiments. Spending a lot of time in momentum in one area has created for each of us a continuum of sort of the divine plan in action through this particular strata. So for me it's been music many times, publishing and doing similar things to making DVDs and publishing the Master's work through that. So ultimately the business or the work of IMU is about seeding this intellectual capital into the planet, even one person at a time, to awaken the individual to the path and teach them that there's a prescribed method for passing the grade through learning. And that prescribed method is very clear. And there are many ways to interpret it, of course, but it's very clearly given by the Masters in their teachings. And one will encounter those teachings only when you pledge to doing that work. So ultimately, the more you pledge to doing the work, the more these teachings will come to you, the more you will be activated to create in your own world all that is part of the divine plan for you. And for the rest of us, because we work as a collective, we work as a group. We are a group soul, and a lot of us are members of the Saint Germain Kuthumi connection. And of course, for us, it's been El Morya, Saint Germain, Kuthumi, and Serapis, and they are the main ones that we work with. But of the others, the Karmic Board is very present here in Sedona, and Beloved Mighty Victory, Buddha, many others, Jesus, many of the ones who were involved in the last 2,000-3,000 years with the education of humanity, Krishna, So we have all of those individuals working together as part of hierarchy.